Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I am Daniela. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy my content. So today's video is me trying on new products that I recently bought. So it's a haul and a first impressions video in one. So this is the look I created using mostly new products, and I really like the look. Obviously there's some products that I'm not too keen on, but you have to watch the video to find out what products I'm talking about. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that all the new products that I'm talking about are all drugstore. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get started. Hi guys, so first things first, for primer I'm going to use the Glass Skin Primer from Revolution. It looks like this, and then this is what the actual primer looks like. So it's just like a glass bottle. So let's see what the consistency is like. I really hope it's not like oily, because I've got oily skin. So okay, so I just put a little bit on my okay, smells really good, but it's a oil. So this is a very oily consistency, I would say. So because I have like a new foundation that I want to try out, I don't think I'm going to put this on, just in case it muddles up the foundation and makes it look worse or better than my normal skin would. So I actually think I'm going to leave this for another foundation or another video, because I don't really trust going in with such an oily consistency primer when I have oily skin. So when I actually got this, I really did not think this was going to be like an oil based primer, or like even like a serum based primer. I thought it was going to be more like a cream or gel kind of primer, but with like a lot of glow in it. Okay, so that primer I'm not going to put on my face, because I do have a new foundation and I don't want to like mess up the base when I'm trying a new foundation. So the foundation I'm going to be trying out is this one here. This is the Revolution Pro CC Cream Perfecting Foundation SPF 30. I got the shade F2.5. On the box it says it's nourishing, rich foundation, contains hyaluronic acid, collagen and antioxidants. So yeah, let's see. So I got this because it was a CC cream. I've been really enjoying my CC creams, and it had like a SPF of 30. So it has got a pump. I really like the packaging. It's like a squeegee tube with a pump. So I'm just going to put it in the back of my hands. So I don't know if you can see, but I literally pumped like 4 times to just get it pumped and get started. And that's how much actually came out in the end. But I don't know if you can see, this looks like I've used a lot of it already. So it seems like this actual tube was filled a lot with air, and it's not just all foundation. So I'm just going to prime my face quickly with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I'm going to use the same products that I would normally. So now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Putty Primer. So now for the foundation, I'm going to go in with a brush first. Okay, the colour's a little bit light. The colour choices were a little bit hard to choose from. It feels really thick and like sticky. So that little pump that I did has only done like one side of my face. Just from first impressions, it feels really sticky, and like I can definitely feel it on my skin. Now I've gone in with another little pump, and I'm going to go in with my beauty blender. On the actual box it says it's full coverage, moisturising, rich CC foundation, SPF 30, a highly pigmented yet light moisturising foundation enriched with hyaluronic acid, collagen and antioxidants. Okay, so it says it's full coverage. Oh, and this cost me £10, by the way. So I'm just reading off their website, and it says for fair skin tones with a yellow undertone, and then after that, so F3 would be for fair skin tones with natural pink undertone, which is the reason why I didn't get that. And then F6.5 was for light to medium skin tones with a yellow undertone. So maybe I should have got that colour. So I'm just going to go over my whole face with the beauty blender. So when I was looking online, their shade range just wasn't very easy to navigate, if I'm honest. The swatches were just very confusing. Okay, so actually I would say that this is like a full coverage CC cream. I definitely would say that a brush will give you more coverage. So I'm just going to build it up a little bit with a brush. Now that I've blended it in, it reminds me actually a lot of my other CC cream that I like. I'll try and find a picture and post it here. You can definitely build it as well. I just built it and got more coverage. I actually really like the finish of my skin so far. It doesn't look too matte, it doesn't look too dewy, which I do like a dewy foundation, but you know, sometimes it can be too much dew. This is my skin so far, so you can definitely still see some of like my acne scarring. I can definitely feel it on my skin, and it feels pretty like tacky. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just do my concealer. So now that I've cream contoured and concealed, I can just let you know that this product is quite hard to blend over. So I was using my cream contour and I was kind of struggling to move it, if I'm honest. It feels like a very thick foundation and quite dense in texture, so it's quite hard to kind of blend over. Okay, so for cream blushes, I did go a little bit ham and bought 4. So the first one I got was the Makeup Obsessions London Cheek and Lip Duo. This is in the shade number 1 Crush. So this was actually free because it was the cheapest product in my order, but I believe it was like £3, and it's just like a stick blush. So you do get quite a lot of product in there. So this is the colour there. So the next blusher I got was the B by Superdrugs liquid blusher in apricot, and this cost me £4.39. It's originally £7. This is a product that I've actually got already in a different colour, and I know I really like this formula, so I just wanted to get it in a different colour. So the next blusher I got was the MUA, which is the Makeup Academy liquid cream blusher in Tigerlily. So this was meant to be £2.50, but I only paid £2.35. So this is that formula there. And the last blusher I got was this one here. So this is the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb in Pinched. So I've been wanting these for absolutely ages, and they recently started selling them in the UK. So I knew I had to get it. So this is the Flower Beauty one there in Pinched, and that's a colour that I know I'm going to like a lot. I'm not going to use the B by Superdrugs because I know that formula. So I'm actually going to go in with the Flower Beauty one first. So this is the colour Pinched. It feels like a kind of thickish formula, not super thick like the B by Superdrugs one, but it's like a thicker formula than the Bourjois one that I have. It's not like a matte formula at all. It's not picked up any of like my foundation underneath it. So I really like that colour. The formula seems really nice. Now I'm going to add the tiniest bit of Tigerlily by MUA. I just want to see the colour. So I'm going to pick this up with a brush. Okay, so I'm going to blend that out with a beauty blender instead. So that's a really nice colour. I actually so far really like the formulas. Obviously I'm going to keep testing them out. So I'm just going to go off camera now and do the rest of my base, and then I'll come back, do my eyes, and then I have one brow product that I have to test with you guys. So I'm back. So as you can see, I've done my brows and the rest of my base. So for my brows, I'm going to use the Revolution Soap Brow Hold Brows in Place whilst creating fluffy styling. So this is a brow wax brow soap, and it looks like this. I'm so excited to use this. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to dampen it a little bit with a setting spray. So I've got it on the actual brush, and now I'm just brushing my brows. I don't really like this brush. I'm going to try it with my actual spoolie. I've never tried the brow soap method. I just want to see if this actually keeps my brows in place all day. You can definitely kind of tell that I have like a wax or soap in my brows because it kind of has that like white tint. It is a bit of a fiddly product, and you kind of have to just get used to it and learn how to work with it for your brows and for the way you want your brows to look. But it's okay so far. Like, I don't really have an opinion right now. So now for the eyes, I got the I Heart Revolution Nudes Mini Eyeshadow Palette. I really just like the look of how this looked online, and it was like a small palette. I love really small palettes, so I thought, let me actually get it. This is what the eyeshadow looks like. So it's just got really basic kind of neutral everyday colours. So I'm going to go in with this colour here. Okay, very powdery, but I don't really mind that as long as it's not like something that I go through really quickly. I'm going to start off like really faintly with this colour because it is a little bit deeper than what I usually use for my crease. One little thing that I do want to mention about my base is that it looks not great around my mouth. It looks very textured. This palette doesn't seem the easiest to blend. I am blending this colour a little bit longer than what I usually find myself blending transition shades for. Usually transition shades are pretty easy. So I've only used this colour so far, and I just put it into my crease and my lower lash line. It blends out fine, but I do feel like I was blending for a little bit longer than I'm used to. But it's fine. It's not patchy. It's pigmented. It did blend fine, but you just have to blend for a little bit longer than I would say usual. So I'm just going to swatch these shimmers. So not bad swatches. Okay, they're pretty nice swatches. but obviously it just depends on how they're going to work on the eye. Swatches can be very deceiving sometimes, and yeah, I don't really care for swatches, to be honest. So what I'm going to do first is go in with a little bit of this darker colour just on the outer V, and just see how that shade works. That shade is a lot less powdery than the first crease shade I used. Once you have it on the eye, it's actually extremely similar to my first crease shade. However, when you pack the colour on, that's when you can tell a difference between the both colours. I just went in with this shimmer all over my lid, and it's very crumbly. And if you have to go back to blend out any edges, you will lose the shimmer in that area. It's not like a very pigmented shimmer, but I did find that I used this little brush wet, and it was actually a much better consistency and better way to use it. So yeah, I would say using it wet and maybe even with like a glitter primer is the way to go. So now what I'm going to do is go in with this colour here and just put this all over my inner corner. So I paid £4.69, so less than a fiver. I actually really like this palette for less than a fiver. I wouldn't pay 20 quid for it, just because the eyeshadows are a little bit too crumbly, like the shimmers are a little bit crumbly, and the mattes are a little bit harder to blend. There is like a little bit of a difference in quality, but generally I actually really like this palette. I feel like this is a palette I'm going to use a lot. There's something I do want to mention, that while I was doing my eyeshadow, my brows were really moving a lot, and that's something I never have a problem with when I use my Benefit brow gel. I don't know if you're meant to use like a brow gel over brow soap, but I don't know, it's not keeping my brows in place. They still feel pretty tacky, so maybe they're not dry yet, but they definitely don't feel like they're in place. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, especially to the bottom ones, because that's where it kept moving a lot, just to see if it actually keeps my brows in place. So my next product is this one here. This is the Revolution Glass Glow Fix. This is an Ultimate Glow Dewy Fixing Spray. So let's put this on my face, and hopefully it doesn't muck up my foundation. I don't like the smell. It smells like really floral. So it's completely dried down on my face, and I don't see any type of glow. I still feel pretty matte now. I'm going to just add a little bit more. I do feel like I have a little bit more glow in my skin, but not like major, which is actually a good thing. Okay, so my last product and my last step is mascara. So this is the Essence Volume Lash Extension Mascara with lengthening fibers. I got this because I believe it's Jessica Braun, who talks very highly about this mascara. So I just wanted to see if it was any good for my lashes. Mascara is very like personal, I say, because like what some person likes in mascara, some others don't. So far it's coating my lashes really nicely actually. Okay, so I'm finished. So this is the final look, and everything I used today I actually really like. There are some products I'm a bit iffy about. The CC cream I need to keep using because it does look a little bit weird around my mouth. So far the two blushes I use I like. They seem like they're going to be really nice formulas that I'm going to like. The colour of the Flower Beauty one is really nice, and I like that. The MUA one seemed really nice as well. The brow product I'm not that keen on as of right now. It just feels like it's not really keeping my brows in place. It looks okay, but to be honest, I get this look using just like my brow gel, so I don't know if a soap brow is really for me personally. The eyeshadow palette I do like, so you can tell that this one's a little bit cheaper. I do like the look I created. I like the shimmers. I would say that the shimmers are better used wet and with a flat brush rather than your fingers or a dry brush. It's a nice little compact palette, so I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. So yeah, I like everything I use. It's the first impressions. Obviously I'm going to keep testing everything. So if I had to pick, my favorite products so far are the cream blushes, the ones that I used. And then my least favorite is probably the soap brow gel, just because I don't really see the point in using an extra product when I could just use my brow gel to get the outcome that I like on my particular brows. So it depends, like if you really like that whole fluffy brow look, the kind of laminated brows, I think you would like the soap brows, but for me it's not something I go for. Yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's try on haul. If you did, I'd love for you to give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.